Well, hello, how are you all today? I had an email on Tuesday from the National Trust. It was talking about how they're now starting to reopen some of their car parks and open land that has been closed for the tightest stage of this period of the lockdown. And it had a lovely line which I'd like to read to you. It said this: we're also finding that without our usual visitors, wildlife has moved into some car parks and open spaces. So we'll be asking you to be on the lookout for unexpected fellow guests in some places when you return. And I love the image of going into a car park and finding maybe creatures have taken up residence there. Be careful where you walk, because there may be unexpected animals there. Or walking across a heath and seeing animals where on paths and spaces which normally are far too occupied by humans. Unexpected fellow guests is just a lovely way of putting it. We had another unexpected fellow guest on morning prayer on Wednesday, which we stream on YouTube, but what we do is we have a Zoom meeting so that other people can join live, and then we stream it on YouTube as well so people can watch anonymously. And normally no one joins on YouTube. It's happened once or twice, but on Wednesday morning a name I didn't appear. I think his name was Ricardo Lopez appeared, and didn't know the name, didn't know quite who this was, and thought, well, better let them in and see who it is. And so of course first you get the black screen with the name across, and I was waiting for the video. There was no sound, no speaking. I asked her, "Who are you?" And then the video came up, and it was one of those images that was rather familiar to us at Halloween a couple of years ago. The white mask, the black eyes, the white gloves, and then he started speaking. I couldn't really hear what the words were. I don't know if they were in English or whether they were in some way transformed not to be comprehensible. It didn't sound like a proper language, and I guess I fairly quickly realised that we'd been what they call Zoom bombed, which is a new phrase. Zoom was new to me when I first heard of Zoom about 3 months ago. First heard of Zoom bombing about 6 weeks ago, and this week we experienced it. It's when somebody finds a way into your Zoom meeting and wants to bring in some unwelcome content. There was nothing particularly unpleasant about this. It was just a bit odd. So I removed him from the meeting, and something said I should pray for that man or woman behind it. And so before we moved on with our meeting, I prayed for him or her. And I was reminded this evening that the Bible has a command about this. The book of Hebrews says, "Don't forget to show hospitality to strangers, for by so doing, some people have shown hospitality to angels without knowing it." And the old translation talks about entertaining angels unawares. And maybe there's something in that in the unexpected, whether it's a beautiful creature on a bit of National Trust land that hasn't been used for a while, or even a strange masked person turning up in a Zoom meeting uninvited, there's something about treading gently, not getting angry, not glaring across the heath without looking, but looking carefully, treading gently, welcoming, praying for the unexpected visitor. Because if we keep our eyes open, we're not being a lizard on the heath or a masked man in a Zoom meeting. But if we keep our eyes open in the unexpected, we may be seeing something, noticing something, connecting with the spiritual realm in a way that we might miss otherwise. So I encourage you to keep your eyes open today, and maybe you might find an angel in the unexpected. Thanks.